Deep within the tranquil mountains of Tibet, there lived a monk by the name of Tenzin. Tenzin was renowned not for his chanting, nor for his skills in martial arts, but for his radiant outlook on life. Each day, he donned his vibrant yellow-orange robe, a reflection of his unwavering positivity. This robe, imbued with warm hues of sunlight, symbolized the bright outlook Tenzin shared with everyone he met. In the monastery, young monks often faced challenges in their meditative practices, stumbling over self-doubt and fear. One such monk, Choden, was particularly troubled. Despite his numerous attempts, he could not clear his mind nor concentrate, plagued by negative thoughts. Seeing Choden's distress, Tenzin approached him one morning during meditation. Sitting beside Choden, Tenzin placed a gentle hand over his shoulder. "Why do you let shadows cloud your mind when there is always light to guide you?" he asked. Choden sighed deeply. "I feel overwhelmed by my inabilities. I fear I'll never truly master the art of peace," Choden confessed. True mastery of peace, Tenzin began, starts with the acceptance of oneself and the embrace of positivity. Think of every hurdle as a stepping stone towards enlightenment. Deciding to impart a lesson, Tenzin took Choden on a journey through the mountains. Wrapped in the gentle embrace of nature, the two monks walked until they reached a field of sunflowers, their golden petals swaying joyfully in the breeze. "Look at how these flowers turn to the sun," Tenzin said, pointing to the vibrant blooms. "Even when the clouds gather, they stand tall, waiting for the sun to shine again, never defeated." The lesson was clear to Choden. The flowers did not escape the rain or the wind, but they remained steadfast, always seeking light and warmth. Inspired by Tenzin's words, Choden began to see his challenges as opportunities to grow, much like the sunflowers growing toward the sun. From that day on, Choden wore a smile as bright as Tenzin's robe. He approached his meditations with an open heart and a positive mind, finding a newfound harmony within himself. And just as Tenzin had taught him, Choden learned to illuminate the lives of others, sharing the power of positivity like sunbeams cutting through the morning fog. Thus, the vibrant monk's teachings on the power of positivity began to ripple through the monastery, as each monk started to view their lives through the lens of light and hope. In their yellow-orange robes, they became beacons of joy and positivity, spreading warmth wherever they went. In a serene monastery nestled within the lush mountains, there lived a monk named Tenzin. Known for his wisdom and kindness, Tenzin wore a vibrant robe of yellowish-orange that seemed to reflect his inner light. Though filled with teachings, the monastery was surrounded by a village where people often struggled with negativity and despair. One day, a young villager named Kiran approached Tenzin, hoping to learn the secret to the monk's joyful spirit. "Master Tenzin," Kiran said, bowing respectfully, "how do you maintain such positivity? Life is filled with hardships, and I struggle to find peace." Tenzin smiled warmly and gestured for Kiran to sit with him under the grand Bodhi tree. "Ah, young Kiran," he began, "true positivity is a practice, not a fleeting feeling. It requires nourishing your spirit and embracing life's challenges as teachers." With gentle wisdom, Tenzin began to share his daily practices. "Each morning, I focus my mind on gratitude. Even the smallest wonders, like the first light of dawn or the soothing breeze, are gifts." Embrace-them. Kiran listened intently as Tenzin continued. Then, with each encounter, choose kindness. Even when others are harsh, respond with love. By transforming negativity, you change not only yourself, but the world around you. As the conversation flowed, Tenzin spoke of meditation, the ancient practice that centered his thoughts. When your mind wanders to worry or fear, breathe deeply and realign your thoughts. Picture a calm lake undisturbed, reflecting only serenity. Kieran felt a shift within as the monk's words began to resonate. Tenzin ended with a story of an old, withered tree that still bloomed every spring. It bloomed not because it was free of struggle, but because it reached for the sun, like the tree reached for positivity amidst adversity. Inspired and enlightened, Kieran left the monastery with newfound insight and a sincere smile. Over time, as Kieran applied these principles, the village began to notice the change in him. One person's transformation sparked a ripple effect of positivity, turning despair into hope. And so, through the gentle teachings of a monk in a vibrant robe, the power of positivity radiated beyond the monastery walls, illuminating hearts throughout the land. In a quaint village encircled by lush mountains, there lived an extraordinary monk named Keshav. He was renowned throughout the land for his luminous spirit and the vibrant yellowish-orange robe draped elegantly over his shoulders. His eyes, like clear pools of wisdom, seemed to hold the promise of serene sunrises and whispered secrets of the universe. Keshav's days were filled with prayer, meditation, and guiding villagers in embracing the simple yet profound philosophy of positivity. He often gathered people under a wise old banyan tree that stood firm at the heart of the village, teaching them how to focus on the light within themselves, notwithstanding the shadows dancing around them. One day, the village was clouded with the news of a severe drought that threatened their thriving crops. Panic spread like wildfire. Villagers fretted over their livelihood, imagining famine and sufferings looming over their humble abodes. In the wake of despair, Keshav stood unwavering. He addressed the villagers with a calming presence, his hands gesturing towards the parched earth. "Fear is like a dark fog," he said, "but positivity is a radiant sun, capable of burning away the doubts and renewing hope within us." He encouraged them to participate in a meditation of gratitude, focusing on the abundance they already possessed and the blessings nature had previously bestowed upon them. Each villager opened their eyes to the hidden beauty surrounding them, the chirping of resilient birds, the gentle sway of trees, and the playful breeze. Days turned into weeks, and something miraculous began to happen. Bursting with the energy of renewed spirits, the villagers collectively crafted irrigation systems, shared resources, and devised new ways to conserve water. Their willingness to embrace positivity sparked innovative actions. And then, one glorious morning, the sky broke its silence, showering rain upon the thirsty soil. The earth swelled with life, and the fields danced with the color of hope restored. Keshav smiled softly, his robe almost participating in the joy. Though underestimated by some, the power of positivity had woven miracles out of mere intentions. The villagers learned an invaluable lesson from that day. True strength did not always come from physical might or rigid plans, but sometimes from a simple mindset shift articulated by a monk in a soft yellowish-orange robe, who believed in seeing the good even when the world looked bleak. In a serene village nestled in the valleys of a distant land, lived a monk known as Tashi. His stature was humble, but his presence was undeniable, cloaked in a vibrant yellowish-orange robe that symbolized his peaceful heart and serene mind. Tashi was beloved by the villagers, not only for his wisdom, but for the boundless positivity that seemed to flow from him like a gentle river. In this village, there lived a young man named Lee, known for his pessimistic outlook. Lee found beauty elusive, and each day was a series of complaints about the world around him. His negativity was so palpable that it cast a shadow over his family and friends. One day, seeking change, Lee visited the monastery where Tashi resided. The monastery was a haven of tranquility perched upon a hill, surrounded by ancient trees swaying rhythmically in the wind. Tashi welcomed Lee with a warm smile and gracefully ushered him into a humble room with nothing but a small window, overlooking the lush valleys. "Master Tashi," Can you help me feel more at peace?" pleaded Lee. Tashi, still smiling, nodded and suggested, "Why don't you join me in caring for the garden? You may find precisely what you seek buried in the earth beneath your feet." The next morning, Lee arrived at the garden, skeptical but hopeful. He watched as Tashi meticulously tended to each plant, speaking softly to the flowers as if they were old friends. For weeks, Lee worked beside Tashi, gradually learning the rhythm of nature. One day, as they were sowing seeds, Lee commented, "Master, this garden is beautiful, thanks to your care." Tashi chuckled softly, responding, "It's beautiful because it reflects your own growth, Lee. You see, positivity is like a seed. It needs nurturing to grow. Once it does, it colors everything around it." Lee pondered Tashi's words and realized that amid the silence and subtle labor, his heart had lightened. His perspective began to shift, seeing beauty in every budding flower and cherishing the warmth of sunshine on his skin. In time, Lee's positive transformation radiated through the village, spreading like a vine reaching for sunshine. His laughter was infectious, lifting even the heaviest of hearts. Lee became known as a beacon of positivity, much like the monk in his colorful robe. Through Tashi's gentle guidance, Lee discovered the power of positivity, a power that was always within him, simply waiting to be nurtured. And as Lee learned, so did the village, embracing every day with renewed hope and joy.